Hello friends, today we will learn to create a Java application that will mail to the user. The question is why a person will require such an application. See, in every application we need authentication, that is the user enters email and password. But what happens if the user forgets his password? So this application you can use to mail the actual password of the user. Suppose you made one hotel management or airline reservation system, suppose. So you can use this application to send the seat reservation confirmation or the room reservation confirmation to the user. So we will be using the step-by-step way how a mail is sent to the user.
Okay, so let us learn how the mail is sent through Java. The question is, why do we require such an application, right? See, this is one site, right? It is asking you for the email address and password for logging in, right? Sometimes what happens that you forget the password, right? So when I click on forget password, what it will do? It will ask me my email address, and after entering my email address, when I click on this button, it will mail me my password, right? I assume that you have seen my video where I taught you how to create a sign-in form, right? In that sign-in form, you were asking the user to enter email address and password. And what was happening in that application? If the email address and password was correct, you were displaying a welcome message. Otherwise, you were saying, sorry, you are unauthorized. In that application, if we supply a link, forgot password, the moment user clicks on that link, this application that we are creating today can be used for sending the email to the user, right? I assume that you've seen that video. If you haven't, I'm providing you the link. You can click on that link and see that video. Then you'll be able to understand this code very nicely. See, for sending mail, you need three things. One, you need one SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Second, you need is MIME, Multipurpose Internet Mail Extension Format. And third is transport. This is transport. Now what is that? See, for sending email, you need one SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. What is a protocol? It is a set of standards. In normal language, you can say that it is a software through which you send mail. But SMTP doesn't send mail in any format. It sends mail in MIME format, Multipurpose Internet Mail Exchange format. That is the packet. While learning networking, we must have read that when you send data, when you transfer any data, it is packed into a format. Start bit is added to that byte, stop bit is added, checksum bits are added. So it is a packet format through which the SMTP sends the mail, right? This is the transport package through which actual transmission is done. But before understanding this code, we'll start with the Java, right? I'll be using NetBeans IDE for working with Java. When you launch NetBeans, you get this screen. The first step is to create an application. You click on File menu, click on New Project. From the Categories pane, you select Java. Because it is a simple Java desktop application, so select Java application from Projects pane. Click on Next. It is asking you to name the project. Let's name it like Forgot Password App. Okay. This text box asks you to tell the location where you want to create the project. If you want to specify a certain folder where you want to create this Java project, you can click the browse button. If you want to leave it on its default, the project will be created in this folder. So let it be the default. Click on Finish. NetBeans will create a Java class file for you automatically. The name of the Java class file is forgot password app.java. This is the code for that. At the moment it is empty. If you run the project right now, it won't get you any output. Because this is a GUI based application, I need to add one JFrame form to this application. So right click on this package, forgot password app package, click on new, select JFrame form option. It is asking you to name the JFrame form. Let's give the name, say sending email. Okay, click on finish. This JFrame form is created and at the moment it is in design mode. When you click on source mode, you get the code. You get the Java code that is for this JFrame form. Whatever swing controls you drag and drop over here, NetBeans will automatically create Java code for them. You can see that code of swing controls here by clicking on this source button. So let us design the GUI form by clicking on this design mode. Let's drag and drop this label control over here. For entering password, I need this text field control. For initiating the sending of mail, I need this button. And to know the response, whether the mail has been sent or not, I need this label. Okay. At the moment, these swing controls are in very small font. So let us select them all by clicking and dragging method. From this properties window, you click on this font property. We will not disturb anything. We will just select the size, font size as 14 and click on OK. See, font size of all the controls have increased. The default text of this label is JLabel1. I want to change it. So right click on this label, click on edit text and you type enter your email address. This is the text field for entering email address. I don't want this default text of this text field. It is through this text field that the user will enter the email address. So right click on this, click on edit text, press backspace button, enter key, delete it. I don't want this default caption for this button, J button 1. I'll right click on this, edit text. I will change the caption to send mail. It is through this label that you will get the response that the mail has been sent to the user, or it will display the error message that table not found or whatever. So I don't want this default text to appear on this. Right click on this label, click edit text, press backspace and enter key. The text is gone. Let's increase the width of this label. The default name of this text field is JTextField1. I don't want this variable name. I want something reasonable. So right click on this, select change variable name and name it JTextField email add. To represent that email address will be entered here. Click on OK. What is the default variable of this button? See, it's J button 1. I don't want this. I want something reasonable. Right click on this, select change variable name and make it J button send email. Click on OK. And the label, this label, the variable name of this last label is JLabel2. See, this one. I want to change it and I will make it JLabel response, because it is through this the program will let me know whether the mail was successfully sent or not. This is done. Now I need to write the code. But before that we will understand the code. This is the code. As I said, you need a simple mail transfer protocol for sending the mail. Either you have SMTP protocol configured on your machine, but if you don't have, Gmail provides you an SMTP to send mails. So I'm using that. For that I'm using one object props of properties class, and I will configure this props object to use the SMTP of Gmail. So I'm providing the hostname as smtp.gmail.com. This is the port through which the SMTP communicates. This is my Gmail ID. This will be authorized. These are basically the properties through which I am configuring the SMTP of Gmail. What is this TTLS? See, while sending the mail, it is encrypted. There are two ways of encrypting the mail. One is SSL, Secure Sockets Layer, and another is TLS, Transport Layer Security. You can use either of them. Here you are using SSL, Secure Sockets Layer Socket Factory, for transferring the mail, right? So these are the properties which are set in the props instance of properties class. Because we will be accessing the password from database. First of all, let me tell you where the database is. In one of my video lectures, I told you how to insert data into the MySQL database through Java. If you haven't seen that video, please do see it, because through that only we entered email address and password into the MySQL database through Java. I am providing you the link for that video in the description. Please watch that video, right? So let me show you what is the database that we already created through that video. Click on Services tab. See, this is MySQL server, right? In this MySQL server, we created one shopping cart database. This is a shopping cart database that we created in that video. And we also created one users table in that with two columns, email address and password. And in this users table, we have already entered certain rows. So right click on the users table, click on view data option to see what are the rows that we've already entered into it. One email address is bintu@gmail.com and the password of it is gold. One email address is bmharwani@yahoo.com and the password is diamond. Third email address and password. So in this project, we'll be entering one email address, and the moment you click the button, this password will be mailed to this email address. So let us go back to the code. So from here, what you're doing, you are loading the driver. You are loading the MySQL database driver, because it is through this driver that Java base will communicate with MySQL. After that, the next step is to establish the connection with the MySQL database. So you are creating an object con of connection class, and you are telling it that please establish the connection with MySQL server, which is on localhost, which is on this local machine. If this MySQL server is on some remote host, you have to specify the IP address of that host, right? What you are doing right now, you are establishing the connection of this NetBeans, of this Java, with the MySQL server which is on the local machine, and it will communicate with this port, and you are establishing the connection with this shopping cart database. This is the user through which you are establishing the connection, and this is the password of the root that you specified while installing MySQL, right? This is the SQL query, SQL query, you can say, structured query language. What you are saying that you are asking to select the password from the users table where the email address column matches with the email address which is entered in the text field, and you are trimming the leading and trailing spaces of that text field, right? So it is accessing the password. This query is not yet executed. For executing this query, you need one object of prepared statement class. So you are creating an object statement of prepared statement class, and you are passing that query through the prepared statement method of connection object, right? So this query is applied to this statement object, and through execute query method, you are executing that SQL statement. And whatever the result, whatever the row is accessed from execution of the SQL statement will be assigned to this result object of result set class. If result.next, this if block will be executed if even a single row is found and is assigned to this result object. If no row is accessed, then it will display this message, email address not found. Okay, we assume that password exists. It will go over here. You are accessing the data in the password column through this result object, and you are assigning to a string variable fetched password. So fetched password will have the password of the user, and that is accessed from the database. This is the password that we have to mail. Now you are creating a session by supplying the props object data, and props object is configured to use the SMTP of Gmail. So this session is created and you are ready to send the mail. And as I said, the mail has to be formatted in the MIME format, multi-purpose internet exchange format. So you are creating one message object of MIME message class. This is the body of the mail. Your password is, and this is the password which has been accessed from the database. So this is the body of the email. This is the subject of the email. On the subject it will be written password for your account. This is the sender of the email. I am using my Gmail account for sending the mail. I should have one authenticated Gmail ID and password. To the recipient, in the to box of the email, you are supplying the email address of the user to which you are sending the mail. You are saving the changes in the MIME format. That is, your message format is ready. It is through the transport object that you actually send the mail, which is already enclosed in MIME format. So you are creating an object of transport class. You are sending it through SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Here you are establishing the connection with the SMTP of Gmail, and this is my Gmail ID, and this is the password which I am not showing you right now. And by this send mail method, you are actually sending the mail to this recipient, right? This transport object is closed, and through the label you are displaying the message, your password is mailed to you. So let us copy this code and we'll go to NetBeans. Double click on this button. NetBeans will create a method for you, JButton send email action performed, and whatever the code you will paste here will be executed on clicking of that button, right? So let us paste that. It is giving you certain errors. It is saying you that I am not able to understand the meaning of this connection class. So click on this red button. It is asking you to import java.sql.connection class. Click on here. The library is imported, java.sql.connection. So on clicking the button, that library will be imported. It is saying that I am not able to understand this properties. What is the meaning of this properties? Click here. It is asking you to import java.util.properties. Click here. The error is gone. That means the library is imported. It is giving you an error on driver manager. Click here. Asking you to import the java.sql.driver manager. Click here. Imported. Again click here. It is asking you to import java.sql.prepared statement. Error is gone. Click here. It is asking you to import java.sql.resultSet. Again the error is gone. Here it is giving you an error because for running this project you need two jar files. What are that? You need one mail.jar file, and because you are accessing from the database you need one connector, java.mysql.connector. So for downloading that jar file, you open the browser, on Google you write download mail.jar. See, click here. Can you see this? This is a link. Click here. This mail.jar is downloaded. Similarly, what you do to access the database, I need Java MySQL connector jar file. See, click on this. Click on this link. See, this is downloaded. See, these are the zip files. When you double click on them, you extract those zip files, right? After you got both the jar files, you have to add them to this NetBeans project. So you do what? Right click on this libraries node, select this add jar object folder. These are my jar files. Click on mail, click on open. See, this is added. I need to add the java.mysql connector also. So right click on this, click on add jar object folder, select this jar file, click open. Right. Now you come here. It is giving you an error over here. Click over here. It is asking you to import this javax.mail.session. This library has come from that mail.jar file, right? It is asking you to import javax.mail.internet.mime message. These libraries are coming from that mail.jar file. See, it is asking you to import javax.mail.internet.internet address. See, it is asking you to again import javax.mail.message.recipient type. This is the last error. It is asking you to import javax.mail.transport. So all errors are gone, right? So my project is ready to run. Let's run this. Right click on this sending email.java file. Click on run file option. It is asking you to enter the email address. Suppose you enter the email address bmharwani@yahoo.com. Suppose. And you click on this send email button. Your password is mailed to you. Let's check it up. Click on browser. I'll go to my I got the mail from harwanibm@gmail.com. Password for your account is the subject, right? Double click on this. Your password is diamond. This was the password which was in the database that we created in the users table. So this code is working perfectly well. If you find any problem, you can mail me at bmharwani@yahoo.com. For the code of this mail, you can find the link in the description. Thanks for watching the video. Have a nice day.